Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at KTALnews.com and your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces. This is your Wednesday morning forecast update. Later today, we do have the threat of seeing some strong to severe storms. For most areas, the threat will ramp up just after sunset tonight, but there may be a few areas where the storms are able to get going this afternoon, maybe sometime after 4 p.m. or so. But the main risk for us will be for some damaging wind gusts, but there is the expectation initially these storms could bring some large hail, and there is a threat of seeing a few tornadoes as well, but that threat should dissipate pretty quickly once we get closer to midnight tonight. So look at what we're dealing with this morning. We'll be waiting all day for these storms to fire up, so I think most of us, if you're in that typical 9 to 5 work environment, just fine today, as we won't see that severe threat ramp up until after the work hour is done for most of us. But you can see this morning we're dealing with some fog out there. Fog is definitely thicker on I-20 as well as I-49. You can see that on the camera this morning in Marshall, and we'll probably see the fog around through about 9 o'clock this morning. So that will be the early morning issue for us. We'll break through the fog. It will be a mostly cloudy day and may begin to see some rain pop up just after the noon hour today, where the temperatures will be a little bit warmer south of I-20 right now in the 60s in most areas, but the northern Arklatex a lot cooler in the 40s and 50s to start out. Wind's pretty light right now, but as we continue through the day, you will feel those winds start to stiffen up, and we should have a few wind gusts today, about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Of course, the south wind is transporting all of that warm, humid air into the region, so high temperatures today will be in the upper 70s. I believe the record in Shreveport is 83, and if we see more sun than what is forecast here, we may make a run at 83 or so, but I do think the clouds will probably hold most locations below 80 or so. And the area of low pressure, that's what's going to be driving this cold front in after sunset. It is located near the Four Corners, so again, this has a lot of real estate to cover before it moves into the Arklatex, and that's why we're really not expecting the stronger storms will arrive until much later tonight. So this is a look at the HRRR, the high-resolution rapid refresh model. It runs every hour, so it usually has a pretty good handle on severe weather the day of, and it is just showing some light rain popping up between now and sunset, but it does show those storms out there in northeast Texas that get going just after sunset, and those will be the storms that have to be watched closely tonight for that severe weather threat. Again, we are in the slight risk outlook here. Still think wind will be the main risk for us, but we can't rule out some hail and a few tornadoes as well. And looking at Futurecast here from Robbins Toyota, it does show the clouds picking up this morning, and also this particular model, just like the last one, is showing some light rain popping up this afternoon. What we'll have to watch, though, it is possible one of these little storms that pops up in the afternoon could just tap into the right ingredients and become severe. And again, any storms that occur before sunset tonight will have the potential of bringing all severe weather hazards. But once we're past sunset, I think these storms here would carry mostly the wind and hail threat. And you'll see this line completely dissipates here. So the take-home message would be the rain, the storms, if they do ramp up in Texarkana, probably just before midnight. Shreveport, maybe between midnight and 2 a.m. when we could see those storms move through. But again, Futurecast really weakens those out and does not show any severe weather once the line gets south of I-30. So it is a definite scenario that we don't see much severe weather tonight, and that's the hope for us, is that once we hit sunset, the ingredients kind of fall apart to see the severe storms. But nonetheless, we will be watching all those areas later tonight for that potential for severe weather. Look at the rainfall here. Again, that's something we've been watching for the last week with the lakes and rivers running close to flood stage. Appears there may be some areas here that pick up over half an inch of rain north of I-30, but most of us showing less than a quarter inch of rainfall. So again, the flash flood threat thankfully low. The rivers and lakes not likely to be impacted much if we see a quarter to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain, but we'll dry out quickly, maybe slow to clear tomorrow. The clouds may be with us early, but we should wind up in the 60s, and that cooler air settling in Friday and Saturday for sure, but then a nice warm up coming on Sunday. Of course, the Mardi Gras parade's going on this weekend, so we should have great weather for that both days. And next week looks like we have some additional rain coming in, maybe by Monday, but more likely we'll see those showers and storms pop up late Tuesday and into Wednesday.